Afternoon. Sorry this video is late. I somehow managed to misplace my Switch for about a week, and as of recording this, I'm still not entirely sure where I put it. So, anyway, emulators are hop on issue way, but unfortunately for Nintendo, I kinda like using them. But unfortunately for me, Nintendo likes to put the hide of anyone who uses an emulator right next to their fireplace. So I have a couple of options. Either I accept my fate at the hands of Nintendo's lawyers, or I embrace my bad spending habits. So, all of these things can play Mario 64. Alright, to try and keep this fair, I set some ground rules that I'm going to try and follow. Every console will be ranked on video, sound, control, enhancements, and personal preference, with a rating of either -1, +1, or +0. Oh, I should probably list all the consoles. There is the N64 itself, the Wii, the Wii U, the Switch, and of course, an emulator on the computer, in this case Project 64. Another thing I did to keep things fair was I got the same stars each run through the game on each different console. I got Big Bob-omb Summit, Chip Off a Whomp's Block, and while technically not a star, I got the key thingy from the first Bowser fight to try 3 different types of bosses. I got Foot Race with Koopa the Quick, find the 8 red coins, and to the top of the fortress to test just kinda general controls. I got Shoot into the Island in the Sky, Shoot into the Water Blue, and Blast Away the Wall to just kinda get a feel for the cannons. I went for the Secret Aquarium to try the water controls. I tried the Tower of the Wing Cap 8 red coins to test the flying controls, but I don't think I got it once. And I got behind Chain Chop's gate to test my patience. The amount of times I've died to that stupid Chain Chop is too many to admit. So I spent a lot of time looking at this game, so I might as well cover the video part of it. So here's my rankings for it, and before I go over these guys, let me introduce you to this guy. This is Mario. Well, okay, not Mario. It's Mario, but he's ran away from the camera. So how he factors into this is that when Mario runs away from the camera, he switches to this lower poly model to go easy on the N64's hardware. Why does this matter? Because you can very clearly see him in the HD versions. Like, it is such an odd switch that it is immersion breaking every time Mario gets too far away from the camera for me. Like, I can see it every single time, which is partially why I gave Project 64 the +0 rating, because outside of that, the game looks great. And the Switch getting the 1 rating is, well, yes, it does have this issue. It also does minor quality of life fixes, like how it changes the text from all pixely to not pixely. It smooths out the UI elements, and just has small quality of life changes video-wise throughout all of it. I give the Wii a point because it does still hide the low poly Mario, and it's still, you know, visually sharper than it is on the N64. The N64 just, it's the baseline. It's +0 points, it's the baseline. And the Wii U squishes it all into a square. So I have it cropped here to show like what it should vaguely look like as opposed to the N64 one. And then uncropped here to show what it looked like while playing, and to show that this black void around it really did not look appealing. So I just kinda gave it +0 because it didn't deserve to lose a point for that. I don't have a lot to say here. I have the ratings. I could play a bunch of sound clips and hope you get the point.
It's me, Mario! It's me, Mario! It's me, Mario! It's me, Mario! It's me, Mario!
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
All of these sound the same to me, except for the N64 one, which sounds slightly crunchier. Also, shout out to Project 64 for making a very clear p noise when the voice actor said Princess
Peach.
Anyway, let's move on to the controls. Alright, before I go over the ratings I gave each system, I'm going to explain which controller I used for each system. For each system, I just kinda used the default controller. This means things like the Funky Trident for the N64, the Wii Remote Wii Classic Controller combo for the Wii, gamepad for the Wii U, Joy-Cons for the Switch, and of course, a keyboard for Project 64. We'll get into that later. Let's start with the N64 one. Controls really well. Obviously, you can tell the game is designed around this controller. The only issue I have with it is not an issue with the game itself, so I'm not counting this. The only issue I have is that my controller is old, and the stick is not great anymore. The Wii one also controls really well. Like, it feels a lot smoother than the N64, but also not as smooth as the Wii U. I'll get into that in a second, but it controls really well. Like, this is my preferred way of controlling this game now, just through all of this experience. And I think this is purely because, like, taking a look at the Wii Classic controller, you can see it has these ridges around the stick, which the N64 has something similar around. And these, like, help guide the stick when running around, and it makes me a lot more confident just booking it across the thing than it does on any other system that does not have them. That, and the stick is not 30-ish years old like it is on the N64. That really helps. On the topic of those ridges around the sticks, if you take a look at the Wii U gamepad, it does not have those ridges around the sticks. And this, I don't know if this is exactly why, but it feels so much harder to like hold my stick in a certain direction, and it makes the controls feel really floaty. Like with the one Bowser level I played, with the Wii Classic controller, I felt really comfortable just full tilt sprinting it over a little wooden log. With the Wii U gamepad, I fell off that log so many times. The Switch has the same issue. It gets the same rating as the Wii U. So with Project 64, I made the bold choice to play with a keyboard. Now, someone may be asking why on earth would I do something like that? That's not right, that's not how Mario 64 was meant to be played. Well, guess what? It wasn't meant to be played on a computer. I know I could have used a controller, but I consider that more an enhancement, and I did use that in the enhanced round, but that's not till next time. Either way, I do not recommend playing Mario 64 with a keyboard. Okay, it really wasn't too bad, it just took a second to get used to it, and once I did get used to it, it wasn't too bad. Mario doesn't have too many directions of movement in this game, so it's really not too bad to control with WASD. Still the worst one, I still knocked a point off the emulator for it, but like, it might make up for it. It probably will make up for that advancements. I haven't got there yet, I haven't made it to advancements. Alright, hopefully me while editing the video part of this will know to put a cut right in. Alright, so before we get into it, let me briefly explain what I mean by enhancements. I mean any way to make the game either look better, control better, just anything better, and they pretty much all equate to looking better. But the N64 and the Wii, they have no way to enhance them built in, so you have to turn to external things. In this case, I used the old school AV to HD converter, and they both clean up fairly well. I think the Wii cleans up slightly better than the N64, but that's just me. Now the Wii U is already in HD, so you might be wondering how I can enhance it. Well, HD is not the only way you can play Wii U games. You can play them in standard definition. So I just compared standard definition and high definition, and the HD one's better. Clearly. Don't know what else you want me to say. Now the Switch offers no enhancements, which I don't like at all. Like there's nothing you can do to it to make it better, so I just didn't. There's nothing there. What do you want me to say? Like, it's worse because there's no way to customize it or anything. It's just, it's not great. Project 64 is a computer emulator. They're built for customization and enhancing. It's the best one. I mean, look at it. It's night and day. Except it's not. I just changed the aspect ratio. I mean, you can clearly tell a difference, but like, come on. Alright, so for personal preferences, I just kind of added points and subtracted them or didn't do anything to them for whatever reason I felt like. Like, the N64 got a point because it's the original one, and I think that's pretty cool. The Wii didn't get one because I've been giving it way too many points. The Wii U got one because it's the first time it was in HD and it looks really good. The Switch lost one because it got rid of a bunch of glitches and made it not customizable at all. And Project 64 got one because I think Project 64 is pretty cool. That's all the reason I gave them points and stuff, so I guess move on to the next one. Psych, there was no next one, time to add up points. The N64 got none for video, none for sound, 1 for control, none for enhancements, and 1 for personal preference, leaving it with a total of 2. So we got 1 for video, 1 for sound, 1 for control, 1 for enhancements, none for personal preference, giving a total of 4. The Wii U got none for video, 1 for sound, none for control, 1 for enhancements, 1 for personal preference, giving it 3. The Switch got 1 for video, 1 for sound, none for control, none for enhancements, and -1 for personal preference, giving it a total of 1. Project 64 got none for video, 1 for sound, -1 for control, 1 for enhancements, and 1 for personal preference, giving me a total of 2. Meaning out of all these options, in my personal opinion, the Wii is the best way to play N64 games. Alright, now just like fade to black and start rolling the footage for the thumbnail making and cut to like an outro of me talking about random stuff. Alright, thanks for watching the thing. Like, this video was a lot of fun. I know it's a bit shorter than the last one, but that Zelda video nearly killed me, so I needed a bit of a shorter one. And, I don't know, I don't have anything written down for this one. I'm just speaking and hoping it kind of works. I'm not even planning on editing this audio, just kind of putting it in. I have a thumbnail for the next video. Crap, I dropped something. Alright, whatever. Alright, I should probably read into whatever that text message is. Actually, I know what it is. I'm in the middle of a conversation of texting. Anywho, I'm gonna press the stop button and then see you next time and let the Mario footage finish out.